Hello, this is me speaking to you. 1 year ago, I first joined this game. Oh, I'm gonna turn the volume down, jeez. They should really lower the volume on that thing. Anyways, as I was saying, 1 year ago, I first played Slap Battles. It was the first time. It was a pretty good experience. So, for this, I'm going to tell you how my experience playing Slap Battles has been. Some history of it, etc. You get the idea. Alright, let's go. So when I first joined back in April 26th of 2022, there was no Killstreak only and there was no Trash Royale. There was only these three portals. No highlights. The map went not very far at all. It went up to maybe here. Well, the lobby went up to about there. Every badge was equipable and obtainable in VIP servers. If you had the gloves, you could equip it, of course, because, you know, you need to have the glove to use it. That's just common sense. But every glove, including bubble, was obtainable in VIPs. When I first joined, buddies didn't even exist yet. Basically, to win the game, quote unquote, you'd have to have the Flex and Bob. And at that point, you were at maximum potential and you basically won. Back then, default was, you know, actually balanced. It had 20 power and its ability was just to make a noise instead of, you know, a 2 times speed boost. I think it's still overpowered. You know, it's the beginner glove. And, you know, you can do that with it. For a beginner glove, it's a little bit too powerful, but this is not here to talk about balance mostly. It's here to talk about history. Diamond used to have 30 power. There was nothing else different about that. Also, back then, there was no equip effect. You see this whole sparkle and the highlight? That didn't even exist yet. With ZZZ, there was no effect when you pressed E. There was no counter on brick. Hitboxes tended to work very well. And there was still no anti-cheat. There is now, but it barely works. But yeah, just think about it. Balance, there was functional hitboxes, there was plenty of gloves to use, things were still somewhat unbalanced. And then there's the streak gloves, Reaper and Killstreak. Reaper back then didn't have a phase 20. There was no custom music. Oh, well, that just happened. Also, allow me to switch into something a little more nostalgic. You know, this is the avatar I wear now. This is the avatar I first used when I first started playing the game. I'm probably gonna use this for several months, maybe even forever, because I just like it. But yeah, Reaper didn't have highlights. It couldn't move in time stop. It was just pretty good. It still had speed boost because, you know, it's a streak glove. Apparently, it didn't used to have a speed boost or something, I don't know. But you'd slap people, and there were 2 types of people, and there still are now, but they're not really that rare. There was the person that would actually use it, you know, in the proper way, which is to slap someone and then go directly to the middle of the island and slap them away. And then there was people that slapped them and then ran up to a tree, which is called Reap and Run. Now, Reap and Runners were very annoying, and they still are today. But even then, that's not really the history part. The history part is the non-existence of phase 20, no moving in time stop, and also no highlights. The timer only went up to 10 at max, which made it still very powerful because you're only cutting 4 seconds. But even then, it was a very good glove, but there was a good chance that someone would go God's Hand and then immediately demolish you with just waiting 1 minute and then pressing E. Oh, that's blocked. Blocks did used to have an old hit sound, and it was fairly good. You know, it was just classic, it was normal. Bob used to be a lot more scary while we're on the topic of audio. Bob was like terrifying. It actually sounds scary. No, I'm being serious. It was genuinely terrifying. It would sound as if they were legitimately screeching. Everything else was the same though, apart from audio. There were no, like, added effects such as the rockifying effect. There wasn't even that slap effect you saw there. You'd slap them, and they would just fly. That was it. There was no particles, none of that. You know, it was fun. And it's one of the things I miss a lot about it. It was just normal, classic, wasn't laggy. It was just good. It wasn't that hard to use, since if you slapped a lot of people, they couldn't do much about it. Speaking of which, actually I'll get to it later. We'll cover Killstreak now, and this is where I'm gonna spend a lot of the video talking about. Killstreak. First of all, there was no skull. It used to be kills, colon, and then your kill count. The texture used to be a lot, you know, bigger. The diamond plated would be, you know, diamond plated, except not like, you know, 2 pixels worth of diamonds. As you see now, it looked kind of like the handle, not the glove itself. It was good. Fire was never locked to the part, so if I get a kill here real quick. So yeah, oh my god. Oh, okay, thank god. Yeah, as you see, the fire is here and it's staying to the glove. That didn't ever exist. Also, the gaining a kill sound was not the same. It was like very short. You know the default TF2 kill sound, that? Imagine that, except it's like only a short portion of the middle. That's basically what it sounded like. There was also no like blinding kill effect. Also, I think the WoW is now full targeting me, so that's gonna be fun. Speaking of which, people still target you, what a surprise. But they did even worse. Possibly less back then, because table flip didn't exist, because no table flip, Tencell didn't go mad at that time. But yeah, Killstreak was fun, and I was very, very anti using one-shots on Killstreaks. No, like, I was very against it. Like, seriously. I cannot explain how much I was against it, because just too much. Because of this thing called kill stealing. It was instantaneous, and you would get 100% of their total kills plus the 1 kill for, you know, being able to kill them. That got removed because of auto 250, which wasn't even that bad, because, you know, if they're an exploiter at that point, my moral of don't use a one-shot is completely invalidated because they're a skill issue exploiter. But yeah, no more kill stealing, which is very sad. It's not fun, not funny, and it was all because of exploiters. Not because of dupers who use the kill stealing mechanic to, you know, do some little bit of trolling and duplicate streaks, which by the way, don't do that. Can't even do it anymore. But yeah, that was Old Killstreak. There was also no highlights, as I said earlier. Yeah, as you saw with that, where I got slapped without them even facing me, that wasn't possible. Because hitboxes were good. Who would have thought? But yeah, later on, hitboxes became worse. I really didn't like it. Also, just like Reaper, you could not move in time stop. Which was really sad because a lot of people abused God's hand and just time stopped for an easy kill on a 3-kill streak because they got mad that they died once to it. Mega Rock didn't increase in size because that was very early on. That was a few months ago, so yeah, that's not a surprise to any of you. No Trash Royale. See, there's no highlight back then. Killstreak was basically the same though, until it happened. Eventually, because of Roblox physics or whatever it was, Killstreak completely broke and it didn't work anymore. 1 kill would sometimes equal either 0 kills, 2 kills, or 3 kills, and it made no sense at all. I have a feeling that was also something that led to the whole Killstreak rework. It's actually probably what led to the Killstreak rework, now that I think about it. There was also no buying kills, so now you couldn't spend 30 cents to immediately get 10 kills because you have a skill issue. Farming was pretty unpopular. That was really it for Killstreak. It was just simple. Use one shot against them for a lot of people. Typically time stop would work. And that was it. It was really Killstreak. There was no fancy auras like the whirlwind you see there or the circles on phase 100. There wasn't any of that. It was just simple. It was easy. It was quick. It was perfect. And it was enjoyable. That was really it for Killstreak. Yeah, and as you see there, no table flip, aka no instant Killstreak phase 100. Yeah, that's literally what it is. I'm gonna pause on history to completely demolish Tencell about this thing. What is wrong with you? You know, Killstreak phase 100, it takes 100 kills, which often in a public server is impossible. As soon as you get 15,000 slaps, which takes a few days, and then you wait a few seconds, press E. You have the same amount of power as the phase 100 ability. You can't even say skill issue about that. Like, there's no, oh, you just have a skill issue, you're just bad. No, that is critical unbalance, man. Seriously. There's no saying skill issue to being one-shot by the power of Killstreak phase 100 with little to no cooldown for the price of playing for a few days. Like, no. So yeah, just imagine that you could play the game without being interfered with table flip. Amazing, right? It's so cool, so cool. There was also no track, so you couldn't equip track and then run across all the way to Slapple Island and just have your, you know, key input be something that looks a little bit like this. You get the idea. You weren't able to get kills just by doing this, which I'm very thankful for because I hate this glove a lot. Also, track is 14,000 slaps, which used to be the price of God's Hand before it got bumped all the way to 25,000. Now the issue with that is that error is still 20,000 slaps. So you get the best one shot in the entire game before you ever get the first one shot originally. Mitten was still weak. Hollow Jack. I have some things to say about Hollow Jack. You know how it is right now, right? You press E, it shoots a medium-sized pumpkin going at pretty high speeds. It used to be terrible. Like, so terrible. It shot a very large pumpkin that moved literally the slowest out of every single projectile in the entire game. So yeah, that's something. Nobody used it legitimately. At least I don't think so. You'd have to be all the way up here in order to get a hit with it. And then you deal a little bit of damage. It was never worth using. Thankfully it got buffed. Also, speaking about projectile buffs, time to talk about another thing. Shard. By the way, conveyors, they got changed. I know that has nothing to do with it, but yeah. Shard. It used to be the king of extinguishing overkills. I think it still is, kind of, but I don't really know. Shard used to be one of the slowest, so, like, I'd say the third slowest projectile. Yeah, actually, Hollow Jack was the second slowest projectile. Shard is now one of, if not the fastest moving projectile in the entire game. So that's something. Anyways, now to Trash Royale. It didn't exist. Yeah, imagine that. There was no detonator, no spy. I'm gonna mute those. But yeah, imagine that. You didn't have to, like, get 10 kills and then win just to get spy, or you didn't have to literally ascend to godhood in order to get a funny explosion glove. Imagine that. There was none of this, and there wasn't, like, updates specifically focused to it, and then, like, a lot of people didn't care because they didn't like it. Yeah, it's not a good game mode. I don't understand why people like it. Anyways, bomb. This thing used to suck a lot. It used to be second slowest moving projectile that did about as much damage as modern day default. That's not a joke. It did that little knockback. However, now it's, you know, it's slightly overpowered. It's slightly powerful. It's faster, you know. That's the only, it's one of few good updates for slap battles. There are a lot of bug fixes updates, and there's basically even less balance updates. I should also lower the volume on that. Anyways, the history has been good, it's been bad, but it's mainly been good and bad. Seriously. If you could put, like, updates, it would probably be a lot in the negative, then it'd spike up to very good, and then go straight back down to being very bad. Bubble also was very slow, it was bad. I actually got Bob 4th try, that's a funny story. So yeah, I quite literally unlocked Replica, pressed E 4 times like that, except it was much more delayed because cooldown, and I got Bob accidentally, so that was pretty cool. Anyways, that's really it for the history, kind of. A few gloves got buffed, a few things were terrible. There was no link, thank God. I hate this glove a lot. Anyways, I'm currently borrowing someone else's microphone. I'll get my own microphone eventually. But that's really it for the history. Just everything was consistent, and I really miss it. Something I'd really like to see now, and I'm gonna go to the future. What I'd really like to see is Old Killstreak implemented. So let's say that if you got the 100 badge, you know, the badge for Killstreak that is like super hard to do and super hard to get, and then it gives you literally nothing. Yeah, that badge. What if instead of giving you nothing, it, you know, gave you the Old Killstreak? Because you clearly have skill, you have time, you have experience. What if it gave you the full Old Killstreak before it broke? Which is, you know, the 100% instantaneous kill stealing, the old auras, still moving on time stop though, because time stop is too annoying to not have. I would also like to see the complete nerf or removal of some gloves, sometimes even buffs. First of all, Zahando. I don't know how to balance this thing other than shooting its price up to 250,000 slaps because it's just too overpowered. Yeah, it's that ridiculous. Also, set Godhand back to 14k and completely rework track and have it be 14,500 slaps. What I would like track to do is either you have to slap them 5 times before you can use the original ability, or you would use the ability and it would lock onto the closest person and then automatically slap them once they got in range. You know, a sort of crutch for people that couldn't instantly slap people because their reaction speeds weren't, you know, as fast as mine. But yeah, that would be interesting. Also, table flip. There is literally no fixing that glove. The only true balancing I can think of making table flip balanced again, and by again I mean finally balanced because it was never balanced, is spiking it either to 750,000 slaps or completely removing it. There is no balancing this thing whatsoever. Charge, I'd like to see a sort of rework. Instead of automatically charging and hitting, it would automatically charge and hit. However, it also had the ability to deal more damage if you timed a slap at the end of the charge. That would be interesting. A lot more like demo rather than demo train. Also, Trash Royale. I don't care about that game mode. Remove it. I don't really care. I don't really play Trash Royale anymore, or as you guys call it, Slap Royale or Exploiter Royale. Also, there was no Ultra Instinct, but who cares about that glove? Anyways, backstory. Just to recap. Imagine the world of, you know, old slap battles. Killstreak was cool, it was usable, there was a little pay to win, default wasn't stupid overpowered. Some gloves you would use while others you wouldn't. The handle was still annoying. Also, Warp would teleport to anyone at random. Jet was originally called Pilot, and it was unavailable when I first joined. And I basically gave up all hope on it ever existing. Until the Jet incident of July the 4th, where it finally became usable. It had no spawn cooldown, and it had, you know, a mild amount of power. It definitely couldn't, you know, one-shot people consistently, but now it feels just weak. Don't get me wrong, it's still a powerful glove, I just don't use it as much. But yeah, there was also no killstreak only, as I said, so using killstreak was basically like saying, I wish to get 50 kills and then die instantly, so please, just don't use God's hand. That was really all killstreak was useful for, just being annoying. Now I'm gonna talk about some big events. And this is gonna talk about another glove that some may talk as being a ripoff, even though it's not a ripoff. Ability Wars. I think like several months ago, there was a huge conflict between the Slap Battles community and possibly the Ability Wars community, I don't know. Basically, Slap Battles community was saying Ability Wars is just a ripoff of Slap Battles. It was just terrible. There was lots of conflict. It was not good. I don't know how else to explain it to you. Also, to you people still saying that it's a ripoff, you're wrong. Ability Wars isn't a Slap Battles ripoff. It's just a bad game. Exploiters also were very rare. And while we're on the topic of that, Auto 250. Occasionally, there would be an exploiter and they would automatically get 250. They would die a few seconds later because killstreak sucks, like, a lot at surviving. Even if you used exploits to automatically get 250, you would still die shortly after. Yeah, other than that, it was perfect. The perfect game. You would use gloves. By the way, completely unrelated, but I got Mega Rock at around 1,000. Hold up. We're experiencing some bugs. I don't know what that was. It, like, didn't equip the glove for no reason. But yeah, I got Mega Rock at 1,200 slaps. It was a decent glove, I thought. That's really it. I'd use it, defend, but also mainly just to be there. I was also kind of like, why would you ever buy Spectator? Diamond exists. That was very stupid of me. Spectator is undeniably the better AFK machine. Yeah, you see the particles, those didn't exist. Anyways, time to... I don't know. What am I even doing here? Right, history. Yeah, that was really it. My first reaction, I guess, to gloves existing for the first time? Yay? Question mark? At first, I thought Boomerang was just sit in the corner, wait for someone to come up, and then slap them, and they die. Like that. Which is what I call an edge guarding glove, where you just guard the edge and then slap people till they die instantly, kind of like pull. I was heavily wrong about that. Also, there was no glitch, so that wouldn't happen. Yeah. It's not an edge guarding glove. Please don't use it like an edge guarding glove. It's not an edge guarding glove, mostly, if that doesn't happen. I'm probably gonna have to join a new server. I'll be right back. Well, while we're waiting for Roblox to upgrade, I guess I'll show you just what Killstreak was truly like back then. This is very old footage. This is before I even got 20 hit slaps. But yeah, that was basically what Old Killstreak was like. You know, it was fun, it was enjoyable. Roblox is still upgrading, that's great. Well, that's just perfect. Roblox crashed. This is a very W update, Roblox, thank you. Oh my god, will you just pause? But yeah, that was really it. That was all slap battles was. You would slap people, have a good time. And I know it's like really overused and just cringe. Wait a minute. Where are the highlights? Hold on, I'm gonna test something. Also, another thing that didn't happen is that gloves didn't act like pole. So when you slapped them, there wasn't a random chance for them to, you know, instantly pull you the opposite direction, because Tencell was a good person back then and knew how to code. There was also no other developers, and updates weren't weekly, but that's more of an upside because now weekly updates is very bad. Also, Replica was insanely buggy. Alright, there we go. Yeah, Replica clones couldn't be slapped ever by Killstreak or Reaper or Dream, and they still can't be slapped by Dream. I have no idea why. But that was really it for Replica. Those eventually got fixed or nerfed, I guess, if they were intentional. But I'm pretty sure that they were not intentional. That was really it. Hold on, I gotta test if the highlights got completely removed. I'm gonna go to a VIP for that though, because this is being way too impossible to even get to 3 kills, so. Although, is it fully removed? And custom, of course, is going to stay in custom only for 3 seconds, because why not? Nope, never mind, highlights are still here. Also, I guess while we're here, we're just gonna do some trolling, I guess. We're just gonna kill them and then instantly leave. Maybe not. Yeah, the highlights still exist. It was just Roblox being Roblox and not doing things properly. But yeah, this place didn't exist. Killstreak only. So, as I said, using Killstreak was basically like saying, please just let me live for more than 3 milliseconds. However, now, this is basically the only feasible way to use Killstreak. Yeah, that was really the history of slap battles. Gloves were made, badges were made. Back when I joined, everything was just fine. I have no idea why Tencell decided to like add, oh, you can't get this glove in VIP servers, and by the way, we're making every single new badge not obtainable in VIP servers because you have a skill issue. Like, it doesn't make sense. And that was basically it. This is just the celebration for me having played slap battles for exactly 1 year. Which, fun fact, is 8,766 hours worth of slapping people online. So yeah, that's a pretty big achievement. I've accomplished a lot, and Tencell has unaccomplished a lot. Like, reverse accomplished. He's destroyed his game. Seriously, Tencell, please fix it. Like, I've said that so many times in the past, and I'm saying it again because it seriously needs to be fixed. There's so many bugs.
I'll be back.
I'm not even sure if the new devs are aware of them. But yeah, what if Table Flip did like that much knockback for its price? And if you're not gonna do that, just remove it or make it 750k. Because like, it's too much now. But yeah, that was really it. The history of slap battles. no hit sounds. Reaper was capped at 10. There were no highlights. People used one-shots a lot. There weren't many exploiters. There was no trash Royale. It was just peaceful. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Everything was perfect. And then it happened, and he just decided to destroy it and balance it around their thing. And that's really all Slap Battles is, and ever was. It was a slapping game. That's really it. Just slap people. I got God's Hand in a few days. And yeah, that was really it. Now for the big events, other than the Ability Wars drama, like big additions. Trash Royale. I'm not counting that as a big addition. The introduction of Trash Royale was terrible. Spy and Detonator though, those were amazing updates. I really wanted Spy so bad. To the point where I literally had a dream where I thought I got Spy, and then I woke up and I was upset because I didn't get Spy. It was just my brain being very annoying. But yeah, if you want Spy, I guess you can get it. Bruh, I just got pinged. That wasn't your Discord, by the way. That was mine. But that was it for Slap Battles, really. It was fun, it was enjoyable, things worked. Tencell knew what he was doing. It was the perfect game. Anyways, that was it. Thank you for watching, the 12 people that are watching this video, probably. And to the, like, one person that stays the entire time. Thank you a lot, man, it means a lot. That's really it, though, for Slap Battles. The future, I'd really like to see, again, Old Killstreak and a lot of balance changes and bug fixes. Other than that, that's really it. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna do some live commentary, I guess, or something, I don't know, I'm bored. Just gonna do live commentary. I'm actually gonna do that for another video. That was it. Gloves didn't have slap effect. Killstreak was fun. That was it. That was the history of Slap Battles. Oh, and by the way, there's one thing we cannot forget. Spin. Here's a very fun fact about Spin when I first played. Alright, this is gonna blow your mind. It was still a terrible glove.